What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I wanted to talk to you quick about AMC and exactly what did happen yesterday and why we really didn't see any movement. We've seen a decrease in about close to 3% of the stock price. And that's what we want to really get into, because a lot of people thought we were going to see positivity after the day before. Seeing low volume, yes, we did see a rise in volume towards the end of the day, and ultimately we got close to what the average volume was. But yesterday was not really that great. And that's why I wanted to really talk about it. And I understand the pre-market may go a different way because it's not really 100% predictable, but we need to dive into this. Before I get started, please hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one, and make sure that you get your free stocks with Webull down below. Also, don't forget to check out the credit card links down there. That does help out the channel. Now, with AMC, it was definitely a difficult situation because we were talking about it over and over and over again. That's pretty much all we talk about right now is AMC, because I hold a large position in it. Over 17, close to 1,800 shares across two platforms. So yeah, I mean, we're holding a lot of shares of this at around a cost basis of a little below $10 if I combine the two. But we really wanted to know exactly what was happening here. So if we look into the chart, we can see what happened over the day, and mainly the trend was just downhill, right? You did see a couple of dips pretty low and then end up increasing as well. You see some really good movement here. You see a lot of volatility, which is definitely a great sign of real price movement instead of just solely manipulation. But there was a main reason why we did not see a large amount of volume, and it wasn't, a large price action increase. And it's because of the volume, which I kind of gave it away, mainly because of the volume. And I've talked to people over and over again about the fact that, yes, we can have pretty much close to what our average volume is and still end up finding a pretty decent increase. But with the volume that we had yesterday, it was not the best. So if we look up at the volume that we see here, 78 million. And 78 million sounds like a lot, but compared to the average is 147 million. So basically we were at half of what the average volume is. And that's not good. You don't think you're ever going to get any type of price increase by having half the volume. Now, what is amazing is the fact that we only really seen a 3% decrease with the volume being that low. So if the volume was actually higher where people could buy into it, and maybe it may be a factor that people are holding on to too many shares, and that might be the case to why volume can't really get as high as it should be, and people are not really selling off as much. So if they're holding on to it, the only thing that can bring the price down is the short position. So if they're continuing to find a way to short this, it could bring it down slightly rather than aggressively. So we look at this and we say, what's going to happen the next couple of days? What really will happen? And I don't want to prolong this video, push it on for a crazy amount of time, but you can see what happened in the beginning. We've seen a little bit of an increase. Typically in the beginning, the first candlestick, you're going to see a decrease. That's the trend across multiple days. You're going to see that decrease to where it actually pushes a lot lower. I'm surprised it only pushed this low. Then you had that little green candlestick, large wicks, small body, and then you had a larger body, obviously long wicks as well, for a red candlestick that pushed it all the way down to basically below $9, where people were getting a little bit worried that it was decreasing. Some people were really excited about getting into an entry price, but then it did push up and ended up getting up to that $9.40 mark, to where a lot of people were, including me, were looking at it and saying, can I, sell this and end up getting it at a lower price? The answer was obviously yes, but that fear of missing out kind of hits you, and you don't want to end up selling when it's on a high point, and then it could continue to increase depending on what the hedge funds are really doing. The buying power could still be there, but you still have a lot of that selling power, that shorting power that's actually bringing this price down. So we did see some formations. We did see some W formations. We've seen that it was just going back and forth between the 200 EMA and the 15 moving average. You had that crossing back and forth, ultimately ending below it, to where it did decrease quite a bit down to $8.79. I believe it hit an ultimate low of $8.50, which would have been a great price to get into if you were looking to get into it. I still think below $9 or below $10 is amazing, because I do believe that it's a $10 to $15 stock. That's where it should be held, but obviously it's not there. So this is where it ends up getting a little bit difficult because people are wondering exactly where it's going to be. And to tell you the truth, this is 100% like not predictable. You can't really predict what's going to happen because you don't know what the manipulation is going to be. You don't know if any of these patterns that we see are going to actually, come true. It doesn't seem that way. Sometimes you do see it, but most cases you're not seeing it here, which is not something that is normal. So as we look into AMC, we can say that as long as we continue to see low volume, we will continue to see price decreases, or it stay basically flat at like that 3% or 0% mark. But if you see the volume increase, even to the point to where it's at the average volume, yes, you're going to get some sort of increase here. And I don't want to sugarcoat anything or make anybody feel like they're going to gain a ton of money out of this. I still do believe that it has a lot of potential, right? This is what it's all about. Believe that it does have a lot of potential long term, especially, being at that $10 to $15 position. That's where it should be. That's where it stands right now. As of the long term, it should be a $20+ stock compared to some of the other ones that are $20+ stocks. This is a huge company, a huge business. Yes, they do lose money, but obviously as they change their business model, as they catch traction with all of the AMC talk here, it's going to drive a lot of people to their business, which means it creates revenue. Word of mouth creates a ton of revenue, and a lot of people don't know about this. But I can tell you that AMC looks pretty good, from just looking at the volatility. And yes, it is going downhill, but looking at the volatility, you can tell that it is normal price action. Is just the fact that we didn't have the volume. Maybe we had a couple of short manipulation basically, but you look at all the rest of the days, like days before that, you could see the positivity. You could see that W formation where it actually took form. So there's a lot of volatility, which makes me think that it is going to be a great position to get into, especially long term. And that's basically what I have for you guys. I really just wanted to talk about the fact that volume was down. Don't get discouraged with the fact that, we're seeing this low volume, or we're seeing a decrease in the price by 7% or by 3%. This is not what we really need to worry about here. It's not something that we need to focus on, is the fact that we have, the price decreasing. Understand why it's decreasing. It's because of the volume. We need to be able to up that volume, make people interested in this. Yes, we do have people that are interested in other positions. Now we have Rocket Mortgage that's coming on, to where it may be a distraction as well to the older positions that people are in, that are holding on. So yeah, I mean, you see this volume basically coming from AMC going to Rocket Mortgage, and where it has, 376 million. And I understand Rocket Mortgage is going to be something that's really good, and we can hope that we see some positivity there as well. But it's taking something away from GME and AMC. GME was close to the volume, but AMC was really low. It was half of what the volume really was. So anyways, that's my video, guys. I really just wanted to talk about AMC and give you guys an understanding of where they are, where I believe they will be. Tomorrow, we have to see what happens in the pre-market. Maybe we'll see a gap up. And if we do see some sort of a gap up, we can follow that trend of that gap up. Typically, we're going to see that the price will decrease right from the start, but hopefully we can see that increase as well. So it's something that I will definitely look out for, because one, I'm holding over 1,800 shares over 2 platforms. So it makes sense for me to look out and have some sort of increase here and see where my profit target action could be, any adjusted profit target or whatever. Any earnings are probably not going to do something to the actual stock price, because earnings, they're not going to meet any earnings. I mean, they're not even basically open. So let me know what you think about AMC. Again, I still like to know what people think about it. Some people think it's dead. A lot of people think that it still has that push, still has that, those thriving moments. And I believe that's the case. So let me know. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you get your free stocks with Webull down below. Don't forget to check out some of the links in that description as well. But I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.